Ito po ang ilan lamang sa mga ipinadala ng mga biktima sa ating opisina. Babaragin ko na lang buong pamilya mo. Ibabalandra ko sila isa-isa. Bibigyan ko sila ng kahihiyan sa utang mo. Hindi ko yan titigilan hanggang hindi ka nagbabayad. Lalo na sa trabaho mo, ipapahiya ko yung pinapasukan mo. Wala ka ng pamilya sa gagawin ko. Another example, Mr. President, magdanakaw ka na, sisikat ka pa at gagawin kong malaswang video mo. Ako ang magpapakalat at sisira ng buhay mo hanggang mamahinga ka. Another, Mr. President, papunta na yung taong inutusan ko. Sisiguraduhin ko sa iyo, babaha ang luha dyan sa bahay ninyo. May mga biktima po, Ginoong Pangulo, na pinadalhan ng mga bulaklak ng patay sa kanilang mismong tahanan. Ang iba naman tinatawagan ng halos 100 beses sa loob lamang ng isang araw hanggang sa wasakin ang kanilang kapayapaan ng isip at dignidad. Bilang isang ama, Ginoong Pangulo, nakakalungkot po dahil maging ang larawan ng kanilang mga anak, larawan ng mga bata ay ikinakalat para gamiting panakot sa kanilang mga magulang.
Talo pa nila yung mafia. Ito po yung nagiging yung sindikatong sistemang pagkuha ng pagbayad sa utang. At kung hindi po kayo nagbayad, talaga may threats and grave threats and embarrassment. Kaya nga, nagpapakamatay nga yung mga nangutang dahil nahihiya po sila. Binablast text pa yung mga utang at kung ano-ano mga mensahe na pinapadala sa mga kamag-anak.
Majority Leader.
Mr. President, I move that we recognize, we'll ask the Secretary to read the title of the measure. And,
Secretary will read the title of the measure.
An act regulating debt collection practices to protect debtors from abuses, harassment, unfair treatment, and misrepresentation.
Yes, we recognize, Mr. President, to sponsor the measure, distinguished colleague, Senator Joel Villanueva.
Senator Joel Villanueva is recognized to sponsor the measure.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, distinguished Majority Leader. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, today, this representation rises to sponsor a measure that addresses one of the most silent yet devastating forms of abuse suffered by many of our people: unfair, abusive, and predatory debt collection practices, particularly those committed by certain lending companies and online lending applications or OLAs. Mr. President, this representation has the honor to sponsor Senate Bill number 1744 under Committee Report number 26, otherwise known as the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, a measure that draws a clear line between lawful collection and abuse and restores fairness and accountability in the lending industry. We also wish to express our gratitude to the authors and co-sponsors of this measure, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, Senator Robin Hood Padilla, and Senator Alan Peter Cayetano. Their vision and declaration in crafting legislation that protects the vulnerable have been invaluable. This bill is not merely about regulating loans, Mr. President, nor debt collection practices. It is about protecting human dignity. It is about telling every Filipino borrower, especially the working class, the vulnerable, and the desperate, that the law stands with them even at their most difficult moment. Mr. President, let me say this clearly at the outset. Ang utang ay obligasyon, pero hindi po ito kasalanan. At lalong hindi ito dahilan upang yurakan ang pagkatao ng iba. Sa halip po na tulungan ang nangangailangan, ang gipit ay lalong ginigipit. Sa halip na maging tulay sa pagbangon, pinagkakaitan ang paghihirap ng sariling kababayan. In recent months, Mr. President, through our work here in the Senate, a deeply troubling reality has come to light. Thousands of Filipinos, delivery riders, call center agents, teachers, market vendors, and single parents have been subjected to systemic harassment, intimidation, and psychological abuse simply because they borrowed small amounts of money to survive. Ang ilan po sa kanila ay naririto sa aking likuran, Ginoong Pangulo. They are treated like criminals, hunted, shamed, and threatened, when in truth, they are ordinary citizens, Mr. President, who simply borrowed money to meet basic needs. Even more disturbing is that many are subjected to harassment even before they miss their actual due date, simply because a loan advertised as payable in 120 to 180 days is arbitrarily shortened to a mere 7 days. From August 2024 to January 2026, the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission received 47,144 complaints against abusive online lending applications. The National Privacy Commission, meanwhile, received 2,244 complaints against OLAS from 2018 to 2025, most involving unauthorized access, misuse, and disclosure of personal data. Mr. President, please allow me to add this. Our office here in the Senate has been receiving hundreds of emails a day, desperate pleas for help from victims of OLA harassment. Even regulatory data confirms the magnitude of the problem. In fact, Mr. President, from January to September 2025, the Securities and Exchange Commission acted on 5,415 public complaints involving financing companies, lending companies, and their online platforms. Of these, 68% involved unfair debt collection practices or collection harassment. Mr. President, this tells us that the abuse is widespread. But we all know that these numbers only reflect those who had the courage or the capacity to complain. Marami pa rin po, Ginoong Pangulo, ang tahimik na nagdurusa. Marami pa rin po ang patuloy na inaabuso. What did we uncover, Mr. President? Not only in our hearing, but also from the first-hand accounts of the victims themselves. Let me talk about deceptive and unconscionable loan terms. Borrowers are lured by advertisements promising easy approval and long repayment periods. Some advertise as lasting 120 to 180 days. But once the loan is released, they discover that one, a large portion of the loan is deducted upfront as so-called service, processing, or management fees. Two, the actual amount received is far lower than the amount that they are required to repay. And lastly, interest rates are imposed at outrageous levels, sometimes computed on a daily basis, Mr. President. One OLA was found to be charging an interest rate as high as 7% per day. Yes, Mr. President, 7% per day, not per month, not per year. And at that rate, Mr. President, a small loan can double or even triple in a matter of days. In one documented case, a borrower applied for 22,000 pesos, received only 16,000 pesos, and was demanded to pay 40,000 pesos within just 2 weeks. Mahigit doble po agad ang ibabalik niya, Ginoong Pangulo. This is not just excessive, it is exploitative. Ang gipit ay lalo pang ginigipit. But what truly shocked this representation, Mr. President, was the nature of the collection practices themselves. At this point, I ask the indulgence of this august chamber, as some of the language I'm about to quote is disturbing and involves threats of harm and even death. Ito po ang ilan lamang sa mga ipinadala ng mga biktima sa ating opisina. Babaragin ko na lang buong pamilya mo. Ibabalandra ko sila isa-isa. Bibigyan ko sila ng kahihiyan sa utang mo. Hindi ko yan titigilan hanggang hindi ka nagbabayad. Lalo na sa trabaho mo, ipapahiya ko yung pinapasukan mo. Wala ka ng pamilya sa gagawin ko. Another example, Mr. President, magdanakaw ka na, sisikat ka pa at gagawin kong malaswang video mo. Ako ang magpapakalat at sisira ng buhay mo hanggang mamahinga ka. Another, Mr. President, papunta na yung taong inutusan ko. Sisiguraduhin ko sa iyo, babaha ang luha dyan sa bahay ninyo. May mga biktima po, Ginoong Pangulo, na pinadalhan ng mga bulaklak ng patay sa kanilang mismong tahanan. Ang iba naman tinatawagan ng halos 100 beses sa loob lamang ng isang araw hanggang sa wasakin ang kanilang kapayapaan ng isip at dignidad. Bilang isang ama, Ginoong Pangulo, nakakalungkot po dahil maging ang larawan ng kanilang mga anak, larawan ng mga bata ay ikinakalat para gamiting panakot sa kanilang mga magulang. Sa halagang 30,000 piso, ang isang biktima naman pong ito ay ginawan ng malalaswang peking larawan at walang habas na ipinapakalat online. Hindi pa sila nakontento, Ginoong Pangulo. May ilan po na gumawa pa ng mga peking dokumento na kunyari ay mula sa Philippine National Police. Idinikit ang larawan ng biktima at ikinalat sa iba't ibang Facebook groups upang palabasing siya ay isang kriminal. Walang tigil din po siya na pinapadalhan ng mga mensahe gaya po ng naka-flash sa screen. Hanggang walang pagpo-post ng payment dito ngayong araw, di naming papatulugin ang mga kamag-anak mo. Hindi ako titigil magpadala dyan sa address mo. Antayin mo, bulaklak ulit ng patay ang padadala ko para pagburulan ka na. Alam mo bang masisira buhay nito? Sisimulan ko na sa kanya. Makapal ka ha. Tingnan mo, mangyayari sa pamilya mo isa-isa. Mr. President, wala pong sibilisadong lipunan ang dapat tumanggap ng ganitong pananalita at pananakot. Lalo na kung dahil lamang sa maliit na pagkakautang. Hindi na ito koleksyon, Ginoong Pangulo. Ito po ay paninira ng buhay. These are not isolated incidents, Mr. President. These are templates of abuse, repeated across platforms, repeated across victims, repeated because there is profit in terror. What makes these practices especially dangerous is the weaponization of personal data. Many OLAs require borrowers to grant access to their contact list, photo galleries, call logs, GPS location, messages, and even e-wallet and bank account details. Each time the application is opened, access is regranted until the borrower's entire digital life is exposed and used against them. Ginoong Pangulo, privacy is not a privilege, it is a right. Yet for these borrowers, privacy is often the first thing taken away. My dear colleagues, fellow senators, let us not forget the human cost of these practices. During our committee hearing, the president of an OLA victims group testified that aside from widespread anxiety and depression, there have been lives lost. Victims who succumbed to hopelessness and mental anguish caused by relentless harassment. There is no longer just a consumer issue. This is a public safety issue. This is a mental health issue. This is human rights issue. Ginoong Pangulo, walang interes ang mas mahalaga pa kaysa buhay at dignidad ng tao. The proposed measure draws a bright and non-negotiable line. It clearly defines and prohibits harassment or abuse and unfair debt collection practices, including threats of violence or criminal harm, use of insults, obscene or profane language, public shaming or unauthorized disclosure of names and personal information, repeated, unreasonable, or untimely communications, contacting employers, co-workers, or unrelated third parties, misrepresentation, deception, or intimidation, and collection of any amount other than the principal obligation without express authorization in the agreement. Importantly, Mr. President, this bill also benefits legitimate lenders by setting clear standards. It protects ethical lending companies from being lumped together with abusive operators, promotes fair competition in the lending industry, strengthens consumer confidence, and ensures that debt collection remains a lawful, professional, and transparent process. Mr. President, this bill does not prohibit collection. Uulitin ko po, this bill does not prohibit collection. It prohibits abuse. It imposes clear accountability on lending companies and their agents, provides real and enforceable penalties, and empowers regulatory agencies to act decisively. Let me emphasize, this bill does not excuse the non-payment of legitimate debts. What it demands is simple. If you collect lawfully. If you collect humanly. If you collect, you respect both the law and the person. Some may ask, do we really need another law? Mr. President, the answer is yes, because abusive operators have learned how to exploit the gaps and weaknesses in our existing laws. Without this measure, we allow fear to become a business strategy. Without this measure, we allow harassment to become normalized. Without this measure, we tell victims that their suffering is simply the cost of being poor. So, Mr. President, we are guided today by the voices of the victims themselves. Kasama po natin ngayon sa ating likuran. With us are members of an OLA victim support group and their lawyer who has been assisting them freely and voluntarily in seeking justice. Their courage reminds us that behind every statistic is a human story of fear and loss, but also of resilience. We thank the victims and those who stand with them for trusting this institution to act. Ginoong Pangulo, dear colleagues, our legacy will be defined not by the interest we protect, but by the people we choose to defend, especially the most vulnerable. In sponsoring this bill, we stand for dignity, we stand for fairness, we stand for the rule of law. Umaasa po tayo ng suporta mula sa ating mga kasamahan sa mabilis na pagpasa ng palukalang batas na ito. Maraming salamat po at pagpalain tayong lahat ng ating Panginoong Diyos.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, we recognize as well our distinguished colleague, Chairman of the Committee on Finance, no other than Chairman Win Gatchalian.
Senator Sherwin Gatchalian is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Majority Leader. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I rise today to co-sponsor the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Dahil sa hirap ng buhay, marami sa ating mga kababayan ang napipilitang mangutang. Madalas kapit sa patalim, humihiram sila ng pera hindi para bumili ng kung ano-anong karangyaan, kundi dahil kulang ang pagkukunan ng pambayad sa doktor o ospital pagkatapos tamaan ng stroke si tatay. Dahil minsan, kahit anong kayod nila sa araw-araw, kahit magkasakit na sila sa pagod, kapos pa rin ang pangtawid ng matrikula para sa anak na papasok pa lang sa senior high school o sa kolehiyo kasi mahal ang pag-aaral. At ang pinakamasakit sa lahat, pumapasok sila sa mga panganib na sitwasyon na hindi naman nila pipiliin kung may iba pang paraan. Mr. President, this strikes a chord at one of the very foundations of our Constitution and one of our deepest obligations to our people, the protection of human dignity. Article 2, Section 11 of our Constitution states that the state values the dignity of every human person and guarantees respect for human rights. This guarantee must also govern financial transactions and debt collection practices, because these are some of the deepest everyday struggles our countrymen face. Halos araw-araw, nakakatanggap kami ng mga email galing sa mga kababayan natin at kinikwento nila na hindi lang sila sinisingil ng mga kolektor. Minumura sila, binabastos ang kanilang mga pamilya at pinagbabantaan ang kanilang buhay. Yung iba, Mr. President, pinapadalan ng bala para takutin silang magbayad. And all of these horrible practices persist despite the presence of legislation that explicitly prohibits this kind of harassment. This representation was the principal author of RA 11765, or the Financial Products and Services Consumer Protection Act. Section 8 of that law states that financial service providers are prohibited from employing abusive collection or debt recovery practices against the financial consumers. It further mandates that financial service providers are obligated to respect the privacy and protect the data of their clients. Despite these very clear mandates, the abuse remains. A more explicit measure is needed, which is what prompted this representation to author this bill. This bill protects borrowers by regulating creditors and debt collectors and defining legitimate collection activities. This measure prohibits financing companies, lending companies, and debt collectors from using the threat of violence or other physical means to harm the physical person, reputation, or property of the debtor or their family. This includes using insults and obscene or profane language to shame the debtor or their family. It explicitly prohibits false, deceptive, or misleading representation, in connection with the collection of any debt. It also stipulates that all creditors using online lending platforms which are operating in the Philippines must integrate a loan cost calculator that allows prospective and existing debtors to compute for the total amounts they need to pay in real time. This is to promote greater transparency on the part of the lender and greater financial awareness and agency on the part of the borrower. Finally, this measure empowers the Security and Exchange Commission to impose fines, suspend the financing and lending activities, or even revoke the certificate of authority to operate as a financing or lending company. Mr. President, lenders have the right to collect debts, but they must do so in a proper and legal manner. Hindi natin dapat hayaang magpatuloy ang mapang-abusong sistema ng paniningil, lalo na sa ating mahihirap na kababayan. Before I end, I would like to thank the sponsor of this bill, Senator Joel Villanueva, for his commitment in ensuring the protection of our financial consumers and upholding the principles of fair treatment, transparency, and accountability in debt collection. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President,
Majority Leader.
Mr. President, I believe Senator Jingo Estrada would like to just insert to the record, or shall we leave it? Oh, may we recognize Senator Jingo Estrada, Mr. President?
Senator Jingo Estrada is recognized. Senator Tulfo, you will give in to, yes, okay. Senator Jingo Estrada is recognized.
Sorry, boss.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, this representation wishes to co-sponsor Senate Bill number 1744 under Committee Report number 26, or the proposed Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Due process is paramount in the Bill of Rights under the 1987 Philippine Constitution, as contained in Article 3, Sections 1 and 14. Further, consumer rights are protected under several laws passed by Congress, as well as several issuances by government regulators. Financing and lending companies provide consumers an important tool in extending credit facilities. Naglipa na rin ngayon ang iba't ibang klase ng online lending apps sa ating bansa. Apart from banks and traditional non-bank financial institutions, these mobile apps or fintech platforms provide a lifeline for unbanked Filipinos with just the click of the mobile phone. But for several years, it is quite appalling that unfair collection practices are still being perpetrated by collection agents. In fact, social media is awash with horror stories of how creditors and collection agencies employ dirty tactics against consumers with delinquent accounts to compel them to pay, resorting to harassment, threats, and other notorious practices bordering on criminal acts. Nariyan ang text messages at tawag na minumura ang nanghiram ng pera. Nariyan din ang may magpupunta sa bahay at tatakutin ng nag-loan na kukunin ng mga gamit nito sa bahay kapalit ng inutang na pera. At meron din pagkakataon na sinasabi sa nag-loan na di umano'y ay may kasong inahain na sa korte at may court order na laban sa nag-loan. Meron din pinupuntahan ng collection agents ng barangay kung saan nakatirang nag-loan at pinapahiya ito. At ang pinakamasaklap, ang pagtawag ng collection agent sa employer ng borrower para pahiyain ito. Pati na rin sa mga kakilala ng borrower na wala namang kinalaman sa transaksyon. These practices are highly deplorable and these must be stopped. And it is time for the Senate to step up and protect our consumers against these unfair practices. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Erwin Tulfo is recognized.
Mr. President, I express my strong support for the proposed Senate Bill 1744. And I would also like and take this opportunity to ask my colleagues in this chamber to support this bill seeking to regulate debt collection practices in order to protect debtors from abuse, harassment, and unfair treatment and misrepresentation. Debt collection should be conducted with integrity, transparency, and respect for human dignity. However, as we have heard the authors, many debtors are subjected to aggressive tactics, misleading information, threats, and repeated harassment that cause undue stress, fear, and financial instability. Such practices undermine basic consumer rights and disproportionately affect vulnerable individuals and families. This bill, Mr. President, is necessary and timely measure to establish clear standards of conduct for debt collectors, ensure accountability, and prevent exploitative practices by prohibiting harassment, false representation, and unfair collection methods. The proposed legislation promotes ethical business practices while balancing the legitimate interests of creditors with the rights of debtors. We believe that the passage of this bill will strengthen consumer protection, restore public trust in the financial system, and uphold principles of fairness and justice. I therefore urge lawmakers, my colleagues, to support and enact this measure in the interest of protecting the public and fostering a more humane and responsible debt collection system. Thank you, Mr. President.
Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, I would like to also associate myself with this measure, if I can be made also a co-sponsor and co-author of the measure, Mr. President. Even
Senator
my...
Villanueva is agreeing. Okay. we
Thank
place
you,
that
Mr.
on
President. Even my household help, just recently, last week, Mr. President, yung mga kasambahay ko, dalawa sa kanila ay umiiyak sa akin dahil nga hindi makabayad ng utang. Tinanong ko bakit sila ng utang, kailangan daw nila para sa kanilang paganda ng kanilang bahay, tahanan. Tapos ang nangyari ay nag-miss out lang sila sa isang payment, ay yung penalties in arrears ay napakalaki. I found out that the percentage also of the interest rate was so high. I think it was like 3% a week. So if that's 3% a week, that's 12% a month. Ang laki po ng interest charges na yan at lalong nabaon po sila sa utang. Kaya tama po ang ginagawa ng ating committee, Chairman Joel Villanueva. We fully support him. We can, if the soonest possible time we can bring this out, I think more people will be saved from these financial constraints and from this financial abuse. Marami nga nang napakamatay na, Mr. President, dahil sa mga utang na ito. At may mga style pa sila na, I remember we had a hearing together with Senator Erwin Tulfo during his committee hearing on games and amusements na nagiging mas talo pa nila yung mafia. Ito po yung nagiging yung sindikatong sistemang pagkuha ng pagbayad sa utang. At kung hindi po kayo nagbayad, talaga may threats and grave threats and embarrassment. Kaya nga nagpapakamatay nga yung mga nangutang dahil nahihiya po sila. Binablast text pa yung mga utang at kung ano-ano mga mensahe na pinapadala sa mga kamag-anak. So with that, Mr. President, to allow our colleagues to study the measure further, move to... Yes. Yes, Senator Padilla, please, sir. And Senator Bongo, Mr. President, I they can... yes.
Senator Padilla and Senator Bongo would like to
Maraming salamat
would like to
po.
co-sponsor the measure?
Opo.
All right, go ahead.
Salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo at sa ating pinunong mayorya. Mga kagalang-galang kong mga kasamahan sa Senado, ako po ay tumatayo bilang co-sponsor ng panukalang isinusulong po ni Senador Joel Villanueva, ang Senate Bill number 1744 o ang Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Isang batas na malinaw ang mensahe. Ang pangungulekta ng utang ay hindi dapat maging lisensya sa pang-aabuso. Hindi po ito batas para pagtakpan ang ayaw magbayad. Ang utang po ay obligasyon, tama po yun. Ngunit, ang paraan ng paniningil ay may hangganan dahil mahalaga ang dignidad ng tao. Sa tunay na buhay, maraming Pilipino ang umuutang hindi para magpakasasa sa luho, kundi para mabuhay, para pambili ng gamot, pangmatrikula, renta, pagkain. Ngunit, ang sinukli sa ilan ay takot at kahihiyan. Walang tigil na tawag, pagmumura, pagbabanta, at ang pinakamalala, paglalantad ng kanilang personal na impormasyon sa iba para lamang mapilitan silang magbayad. May mga kaso po na text blast sa contact list, panghihimasok sa pamilya at kaibigan, at pananakot na parang kriminal ang isang taong may utang. Ginoong Pangulo, hindi po koleksyon ang tawag dyan. Pang-aalipusta po yan. Hindi po maaring maghugas kamay ang mga nagpapautang at sasabihin nilang wala silang pananagutan sa ginagawang mga human rights violation ng mga kolektor. Sapagkat sa ilalim ng batas, sila po ay solidaryong mananagot. Bilang ang bansa po natin ay isang Christian at Muslim country, naninindigan po tayo sa katarungan, dignidad at pananagutan. Sa batas at sa konsensya, hindi pwedeng ang paniningil ay nagiging panghihiya at pananakot. Kaya ako po ay buong lakas at buong puso na nagiging co-sponsor ng Fair Debt Collection Practices Act at hinihiling ko po ang suporta ng lahat ng ating mga kasamahan upang maipaisa ito para sa makatao, makatarungan at may dignidad na sistema ng paniningil sa ating bansa. Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo.
Senator Christopher Bongo is recognized.
Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, I stand to co-sponsor Senate Bill number 1744 under Committee Report number 26, otherwise known as the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. This bill is a timely and necessary response to the growing number of complaints from ordinary Filipinos who, while acknowledging their financial obligations, have been subjected to abusive, deceptive, and unfair debt collection practices. Marami po sa ating mga kababayan ang nahaharap sa mga ganitong uri po ng paniningil kung saan nagagamit ang kanilang kahinaan at sa halip na tulungan ay lalo pang napapabigat ang kanilang sitwasyon sa buhay. Hindi naman po mangungutang yan kung hindi po naghihirap. At marami talagang reklamo. Ako mismo, yung aking opisina na binabastos, tinatakot. Hindi lang dito sa Maynila, kundi sa Mindanao at sa Visayas. Ganito po ang kanilang nararanasan. Mr. President, access to credit is an essential part of economic activity. However, such access must be balanced with stronger consumer protection mechanisms. The absence of clear standards has allowed some debt collectors to operate without accountability, preying on vulnerable individuals who lack the means and knowledge to assert their rights. Ang kakulangan po ng malinaw na regulasyon ay nagiging daan para sa ilang nagpapautang at debt collector na manakot o manlamang sa mga taong hindi alam ang kanilang karapatan. Importante, alam po ng ating mga kababayan ang kanilang karapatan. Idagdag pa natin dito ang mga kwento at di umano'y kawalan ng respeto sa paniningil, kung saan para bang napakababa ng tingin kung kausapin ng mga collection agent ang mga kliyente nila. Mahalaga na mapagpatibay at mapangalagaan natin ang dignidad ng mga Pilipinong nangangailangan. Hirap na nga ang marami dahil baon na sa utang, wag na sanang ipagdiinan pa sa kanila ito. Through this measure, we are not preventing legitimate debt collection. Pinapangalagaan natin ang proseso sa pagbayad ng obligasyon ay makatao, maayos at transparent. It is about creating a system where accountability exists, where debtors can assert their rights without fear, and where lenders and collection agencies maintain the credibility and integrity of our financial system. Mr. President, this proposed bill sends a strong message that the state will not tolerate abuse in any form, especially against those already struggling to make ends meet. By passing this measure, we protect not only the debtors, but also the integrity of our credit and lending institutions. We also commend the sponsor, Senator Joel Villanueva, for prioritizing this measure. We also thank Senator Gatchalian and Senator Padilla for authoring this bill. We hope we could be included as co-author of this measure. Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, Senator Legardo would also like to be made co-sponsor and request her speech to be inserted for the record.
So inserted.
Mr. President, to allow our colleagues to study the measure further, I move that we suspend consideration of the same.
Hearing no objection, the consideration of the measure is suspended.